Shh, we're not going to tell Steph how we got here. But we are with all 5 Nkuhuma ladies. And, of course, where there are Nkuhuma ladies, there are quite often Nkuhuma cubs. Now, the cubs are not in the best spot for us to view them at the moment, but I'm hoping they are going to come down. And they are looking like they're about to get moving. There's a bit of movement up there, a bit of playing. So maybe they'll come down and see the moms. Now, looking at the Nkuhumas, I think they were successful last night. Look at those bellies. They were hungry when we left them at the end of Sunset Safari. Now they are rotund. So I think they probably caught a smallish buffalo, and I think it's all done. Because there's no kill around here, but there are vultures. So we just obviously didn't find that spot. And I think by morning it was already done. Now, the youngest lioness has managed to lose her tail. The Birmingham boy. So, if we start from the far right, there we go. That's one of the mothers. Hello, lady. And then, next mother. Rolling over, you can see those engorged nipples. And a very fat belly. Next lioness would be the amber-eyed lioness. Although we can't see her eyes. And then there's the last mother closest to us. And then the youngest Nkuhuma on her back, who's lost her escort. And of course, all the cubs seem to be sleeping up high there. So there are the cubs. Let me just let everyone know that I've managed to find them. Little ones. There's an interesting question from Caitlin, a new viewer, who would like to know, is it polite to ask a lion whether she is pregnant or just fat? Well, lions go from fat to skinny quite quickly, and I don't think they're too worried about their weight, Caitlin. So they're able to gorge up to about, a big male can gorge up to about 60 pounds of meat in a very short period of time. Now, looking at all these lionesses, they all ate quite well last night. When I left them at about 6 p.m. yesterday evening, they were all very hungry. So they must have... Oh, is that another male coming in, Brian? Or is that a cub gone on a meander? Look, what is going on there? I saw some movement just to the right of the cubs. Yes, there's a male. Here he comes. That's the escort of the youngest lioness. Oh, Mom is not happy with him alone with the cubs. Off she goes. You stay away from those babies. You're a bit rough, mister. There he is. About to step into the golden light atop a termite mound surrounded by tumbuti trees. Immediately she got up when he was alone with the cubs. She might go check on the cubs. Here we go. Let's go have a look. Call the cubs down. Come play in the drainage line next to us. It's far nicer down here, guys. Oh, she looks a bit more content now. The male's moved off. I can't see where to, but she is heading back up towards the cubs. Now, Kerry, you are spot on. It is such a stark contrast between the sticks and Nkuhumas. The sticks have the picture-perfect little cubs, and the other way around. The Nkuhumas have picture-perfect little cubs, and the Nkuhumas literally are the most beautiful. All the lionesses, there's no bits missing, there's no little bits of mane showing, and of course all these cubs are beautifully, fully furred. Oh, I can hear the cubs starting to make noise shortly. Okay, I just got to be on the Game Drive radio for a second. Tax. Tax, I've got the one Satya and Mampimpan, probably about 100 meters further to the east from where that Wanuna was. You might be able to get a vehicle in from the Shkova, from Galago Pan. They're not far from the Pan. Oh, look at that. Copy. Look at that. Isn't that just... So that's one of the youngest. I'm probably about 10 weeks old now. Okay. So the other cubs should be on their way down. Here comes the next one. Well, Cardinal says the triumphs and tribulations of the wildlife really make safari life so compelling. Oh, listen to that. So those are two of the younger cubs. Here comes an older cub. Sorry, I just got to be on the Game Drive channel for a second. Aubrey, were you looking for me? Yeah, they all come. Look at this, they're all coming down. So there are 8 cubs in this pride. That was Amber Eyes. Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks like we've just arrived at the most perfect time. Now, another new viewer, Toxigenic, would like to know, at what age do cubs eat meat? They'll start eating meat from about 6 weeks old, but mostly supplemented by mother's milk. Now, lions practice something called... Oh! The little one's complaining. It's been left behind. He's deciding to be an independent little lion. Our beard poses a very interesting question. I wonder why we feel the way we do about cats when their ancestors probably ate our ancestors for many millennia. Now, it's a very different thing, a feeling you get around cats during the day as opposed to at night. So we are still the dominant diurnal predator, so we do feel we have a bit of control during the day. But if you're at night, it's definitely a different feeling. And a lion is a different animal during the day as it is at night. Excuse me. Now, it's a good example of allo suckling happening at the moment. So you will get different litters suckling off a single female, and all the lions will share suckling of all the cubs if they have cubs at the same time. Oh, here comes the independent. Standing by. Just moving forward, but it is quite difficult to get you. Okay, copy. If you want to try, you need to come from Gallagher Pan on that elephant path that heads to the northwest. And then when I hear you, I'll let you know where you must go. Okay, copy. Thanks, Albus. Isn't this just wonderful? You know, I wonder if it's going to join the literal scrum of lion cubs. Here we go. Straight in. One sneeze gave everyone a fright. Charlie is wondering, since the cubs are allocycling, will they necessarily go to their own mother first? Sometimes it actually just depends. Quite often when you've got this many cubs, as soon as they see one cub suckling, then it must be that lioness they want to suckle off. But it does depend. So at the moment there are 3 lionesses that are lactating, but you can see that all the cubs are only feeding off 2 of them. Standing by. Copy. Yeah, if you want to try, you're more than welcome. Look at that. So she got a bit upset, and now remember those cub teeth are probably as sharp as hypodermic needles. Oh. Incoming from above. Look how their ears go flat. Just as if an adult was fighting for its spot on a kill. Sorry guys, I'm just going to try help Elvis get in here. Standing by. if you go past the pan heading north, you go through a little skova, and there's a big elephant path that heads to the west. You head west down that elephant path. If you switch off, I'll start my engine, see if you can hear it. Oh, jeez. Look at that and that too. I'm just going to start my engine so I don't have to make a lot of noise, so Elvis can try to figure out where we are. There we go. Did you get that audio? Isn't this just amazing, guys? Sorry, I'm just trying to help Elvis. He's trying to find us. Okay, Elvis, I'm due west of you, but there's a skova to the north. If you can get into the bottom of that skova and then head west, you'll get visual. Okay, well, we're going to sit right here. I'm just going to try help Elvis get in here. So while we do that, let's go see. Well, from an unbelievable sight in Kenya to an unbelievable sight here in South Africa, we are mere feet away from the Nkuhuma Pride. All 8 cubs are present. Isn't this just spectacular? Oh, the youngest lioness is up, moving straight towards us. She's now probably about 2 feet from us. That log is all that is between Brian and one of the most fearsome predators in Africa. And that's what she thinks of Brian.
How rude.
Is it supposed to be your day, Brian? So you can see they're a lot less active than they were at this time last night, because they've had a nice big meal. So the cubs are still playing, but the lionesses definitely not as active. Oh, Brian, she really likes you. You can see how close she is. Oh, we can smell what she just deposited. Yo! Oh, wow! You sure that buffalo wasn't rotten when you found it last night? Wow. Okay, and I've got a blocked nose. I'm actually quite thankful for it all of a sudden. Yo. Sorry, my eyes are watering from that. Wow. Brian, it was even closer to you. And as you can have a look at it there quickly. Well, that's a big one. Well, it seems like because James is in the Mara, the lions have decided that Brian and I are the laxatives. But while we sit here, let's go back to the other lions that aren't quite as pretty. Well, we have literally been surrounded by landmines now. They have deposited large deposits all around the vehicle, behind us, next to us. Fortunately not in front of us yet, but one lioness has come so close to us now. I mean, she's lying about a foot from our front tire. There she is. That's how close she is. Hey. It is amazing how relaxed the Nkuhumas are around our vehicles. They take almost no notice. But, of course, we are lucky enough to spend as much time as we do with this incredible pride of lions. Oh, bite him. You can see the playing is quite sedate in comparison to what we have seen. Probably full bellies. Oh, that was quite a smackdown. Revenge! Aha! No one managed to get what all the leopards, the killer bees, have seen. Brian, would you like to go with number 1?
Anderson.
And no, that's the one they did get. Okay, Anderson. Number 2.
Shiluva.
Shiluva 2013, not 2005. And then we have recently Tsakani, and last but not least, also recently, Nchila, the tail. So there we go. Those are leopards that only the killer bees have been lucky enough to see on Safari Live. And although we have spent so much time with the Nkuhuma cubs, I never get tired of sitting next to these wonderful little creatures. Oh, got him by the nose. Oh, third in. No. Going to. Ooh. Stalk. There's an ambush in wait. Well, Valeria in Massachusetts says the killer bees are now members of the Pride. Well, we both do have long manes. Brian has the more impressive mane, but yes, I suppose we are quite lion-like in our appearance. A little bit less battle-scarred than the Birminghams, though. Lion cubs are... Oh, speaking of Birmingham, I heard a Birmingham sneeze. And we can't really see him from where we are. I can just hear him. And we are coming to the last minute of a very pungent sunset safari as we sit surrounded by lion deposits. And isn't it wonderful that we were able to find the Nkuhumas eventually in the bottom of this drainage line. It has been a wonderful Killer Bee Day.
It has been indeed.
And so exciting. Not only was it Killer Bee Day, but the first live broadcast from Kenya. How exciting was that? So from Brian and myself and the Killer Bee Thumb, who is on its way now, it's been absolutely splendid having you with us. And we can't wait to do it all again tomorrow morning. But for the last few seconds, let's look at the wonderful Nkuhumas.